Today's show is brought to you by State Farm agent Brian McDevitt. If you're a local small business owner, you know how important it is to be there for your customers. State Farm agent Brian McDevitt runs a small business in Downers Grove, too, and he's here to help you protect your small business. Call Brian today at 630-796-2662. That's 630-796-2662. Or visit his website, ryanismyagent.com. That's ryanismyagent.com. And make sure to mention Sports Talk Chicago. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I want to start today with this. You remember what I said about the Bulls last week on this show. Their roster, as it stood before the trade deadline, was not ready for a championship. It wasn't. You could say you had sentimental feelings about Markkanen and Wendell Carter and all the role players on the team, Gaffer, Hutchison. But at the end of the day, we all knew, at best, they'd be a fringe playoff team. Is that what you wanted? Is that what you signed up for when AK and Mark Eversley took over? No, it wasn't. You didn't ask to go from the 10 seed to the 8 seed. You asked to go from the 10 seed to the 1 seed, to become a contender, to become a champion. That's what you wanted. That's what everybody wanted. That's what was expected. So we could cut the sentimental crap. The Bulls did what they needed to do to be a contender last week. And that's why I love Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley. See, that's the thing about sports. It's a business. You could have all the sentimental feelings in the world. Oh, don't trade that guy. He's my favorite player. But at the end of the day, we don't care about who your favorite player is. We care about winning. How are the Bulls going to win? What makes them a contender? What puts them closer to a championship? Wendell Carter didn't. What do you want me to tell you? He didn't. And to me, at this point, he's a bust. The guy goes to Orlando. A rebuild. Not even starting. He's behind Mo Bamba at the moment. And he barely played here, always hurt. Daniel Gafford, Chandler Hutchison, Luke Cornett, goodbye. They've been given more than enough time. I remember the free Gafford movement and all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, none of those guys made a big difference. Otto Porter and his contract. Talk about one of the worst signings in Bulls history. Tell me I'm wrong. And the Bulls brought in a bona fide all-star center, Daniel Theis, Troy Brown Jr., Al-Farouq Aminu, and Javonte Green. Talk about a haul. Now, I've seen a lot of people say the Bulls gave up too much for Vucevic. Can't be giving up a couple of first-round picks and Wendell and Otto. My response is this. Do you want to be aggressive? I'm asking. Do you want to win? How long has it been since the Bulls started rebuilding? Under Garpax, now under AK. Too long. The time has come to make some moves. AK said, and we all remember this, I'm going to take time to evaluate the roster. He's seen enough, and I don't blame the guy. I've seen enough too. All the guys they traded were dealt for a reason. And to me, they still should have dealt Lauri Markkanen. They didn't. They will. And if they don't, they'll release him. Lauri Markkanen is not a part of this future. Sorry. He just keeps regressing. And he's always hurt. And let's be honest, what's his most memorable moment in a Bulls uniform? Nothing. He's done nothing. It's year 4, and there's been no progress. That's it. You're done. Wendell, they were done. They've seen enough. Hutchison, Gafford, Cornette, done. I love what Karnisovas did. No heart in his decisions. Strictly performance-based, merit-based, basketball-based, contender-based. What could we do to become a contender? That was it. So instead of lamenting about the past, oh my gosh, Wendell's gone, I would say, be prepared for the future. This is great. You finally have a competent president of basketball ops. No more loyalty. No more waiting around to see what happens. No, there's action. It's being done. And if you don't like it, get out of the way. I thought about this yesterday. Talk about a message sent. 3 different Garpax draft picks gone. Wendell, Hutchison, Gafford. In a matter of days. Gone. To me, that's a message. Karnisovas is not looking for any help, and he's not being influenced by anyone. This is his team. No lamenting. No wondering, who's going to get mad at this? No, he's just going to do it. Because he wants to win. That's the difference. The Bulls want to win now. They didn't before. And I know it was a rebuild, but we could all tell they still didn't want to win. Horrible draft picks. Wastes of money. They didn't want to win. I don't know what they were trying to do. Karnisovas went all in. And rightfully so. What does that tell you about this team? And about previous management? 3 of their former draft picks were dealt. I've never seen that before. And I saw a few Bulls fans say, oh no, not Wendell. Oh yes, it's over. The guy's always hurt. Can't really do much. Oh, he's a 6'9" center. NBA is different today. You should be able to succeed no matter what your size is at the center position. Wendell just didn't have it. And for those who still think he has a future, all I'll say is this. The guy's competing for minutes with Mo Bamba in Orlando. Great trade. Get him out of here. Lauri will be next. And it's nothing personal. It's just business. Ask yourselves this today. Do you believe Lauri Markkanen will be a contributor to a championship? A major contributor? No. At best, he'd be a bench player. At best. I know these moves are tough. I know there's sentimental and emotional value to a lot of these players. They've been here for a couple of years. But at the end of the day, the Bulls are committed to winning. This is a different philosophy and a different president. There's no longer worry about loyalty and keeping guys around and waiting longer and longer for them to develop. You either prove yourself now or you're done. And I love that. A stone cold approach. Because at this point, that's what the Bulls need. Do you want to be a contender? I'm asking. If you want the Bulls to be great, if you want the Bulls to be top 5 team in the East, even better, moves like this need to happen. And the core that you know today, that you love and cherish, will be gone. Because, let's be honest, besides Levine, now Vucevic, and Patrick Williams, really, you've got your work cut out for you. I know Coby White has talent. I know Thad Young has talent. But they're old. Well, Thad Young's old, and Coby White hasn't proved himself. What else do you need to see from Coby White? Good scorer, not a point guard. Drafted as a point guard. What are you supposed to do? I know it's tough. I know it could be heartbreaking for some fans to see these premier players being moved. But you'll thank AK later. And I think a lot of people have started to realize that this Bulls team, pre-trade deadline, really wasn't that good. I get it, they were on the fringe of a playoff spot, but what does that mean in the East? What, you're going to face Brooklyn and just be done? Kicked out after 4 games? Then what? You need to improve today. You need to set yourself up in the future to be ready. The Bulls have done that. I am so happy with all these moves. And I don't feel bad for anybody. See, it'd be different if AK came in and said, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. He didn't do that. He said, I want to evaluate the roster myself. He's given them all 40, 45 games, and he's seen what he's need to see. And I believe that if Lonzo Ball had happened, Lauri Markkanen would be in that trade. Not a contributor, not a main player. It's tough to hear, but sometimes the truth is tough. If you want to be great, if you want to take over Boston, Brooklyn, Philadelphia, you need to make moves today to set yourself up. The Bulls are nowhere near a top 4 team yet. Not at all. At best, this puts them into the playoffs. That's it. And that's fine. But all these moves sent a message. AK said, I don't care about who was here. I don't care about who's favored. If you don't perform for me up to my standards, you're gone. The guy traded away 3 Garpax draft picks in hours. Who does that? I loved it. It proved to me there's no loyalty and there's no, I wonder what they're going to say. No, it's his team. I am so happy with where the Bulls are right now. For once, they're trying to win. Wasn't like that before these past couple of years. Now they're making an effort. No loyalty, no heart, just business. We want to win. What do we need to do to get there? That's what this trade deadline told me. And I haven't seen that from the Bulls in 10 years, really. It's been a long time since the Bulls have said, we're going to make moves. We're going to be great. So fans, if I were you and you're wondering how to sort this out, And you're hearing people saying they gave up too much for Vucevic. They got rid of Wendell. Calm down. They did all this to be great. They did all this to become what you want them to be, a contender. That's why AK came in and Ebersley, to be a contender, to be great. And these moves, as they stand today, are doing just that. And more's to come. More is to come. Wait till free agency, trade deadline next year. The Bulls aren't done. This roster today is not a top 4 roster in the East, so more needs to be done. Who knows if Zach LaVine is going to stay, or if the Bulls could afford an extension? We don't know. Markkanen, in my opinion, is done. And they need to make a splash this summer. That said, though, I love this direction. This is competitive. I know all of you who watch Bulls basketball have wanted competitive basketball. Can this team be good again? Can they compete? Can they be a fringe playoff team and turn into a good East team? You've waited for so long for this. So be happy your vision is coming into focus. Don't worry about past players, about past draft picks, about future draft picks being dealt. Worry about right now. What's the vision for this team? What do you want? You want the championship. And as we all know, the roster before last week was nowhere near that. They still aren't today, but they've taken a step in the right direction. More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Mark Schanowski comes up next, so stay tuned. Hey, do you want to make some money this weekend? What if I told you I could offer you $250 free to bet on any game you want? Here's what you have to do. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash. sportstalkchicago.com/cash. Must be 21 plus, must be an Illinois resident. You can bet $250 free on any game you want for this upcoming weekend. The Bulls are back. They're competitive. Put some money on their games. NHL's going on. The Blackhawks, March Madness. We're entering the Elite Eight. This is, without question, the best time to put down some money and win a whole lot more back. At sportstalkchicago.com/cash. sportstalkchicago.com/cash. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.